Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm out in my garden. I'm going to be just doing a few little gardening tasks, topping up, planting out a few different vegetables and things. Then I'm going to show you what my gardens look like now, what's come on, what's not doing so well and things like that. So I hope you all enjoy this one. Right everybody, so this is one of my potato plants. As you can see how much it's come on. I don't know if it's because of the lot of rain what we've been having and that. So this was the one what I didn't get to top up, so I've got 3 of these what I need to just top up with dirt or compost rather. So I'm using a nice loose compost on them. So if you've got any like little shoots coming up, don't worry about them too much, they will push through. But this is what happens every year with my potatoes. They come up like this and I'll do the same thing, and then at the end of this, when they're ready for harvesting, now there's no potatoes in them, or very few. So hopefully, I said this is going to be the last time that I do this, because it's just like wasting your time. And I don't want to be doing this year in, year out and then not getting anything. So I know we've been having a bit of rain and everything lately, so I don't know if that's why these have shot off so much. Just top this up. I'm not going to put any water in it or anything like that. So later on down in the season I might just put a little bloodfish and bone on them, or I might just leave them because they're doing quite well on their own. So that's one of them. So I'm just going to put this one back in its place, then I'll be back with you. Right, so I've got another 2 here. I started to top off one, but that one was coming up, and this one's a different potato. I don't know why this one's so hard. The leaves on it are really tough. So I'm thinking that's the red one. I don't know if I'm right or not, I don't really label anything. Just going to chop that up now, and that will be it for it's topping up for the year. I don't worry too much about getting stuff on the leaves and that, because once I water it in, then it'll settle down and wash off the leaves. I'm bending already in my back. That's how I plant up my stuff. I do mostly container gardening. When I've done all these tasks, I'm going to show you what's going on in my garden. Or if you've got a small garden, what you can do, what you can fit into a small garden. Or if you've got a balcony or anything like that, and you want to plant out a few things, don't think that you can't plant out anything. that one topped up. So once I've finished, I just water that in and that'll settle down the dirt and everything. So I'm going to do this one, then I'll be back with you. Right, so I've topped that one up nicely now, and I've got some peppers that I'm going to be adding to my pepper collection. This is a Scotch Bonnet pepper, so I'm going to put this in with my other two chili peppers. Someone said don't put too many in one pot, but I usually put about 4 or 5 in a pot, but this year I'm going to be putting 4 in, just because of space. If you get a few, then you know you've got a selection there already. So I'm going to put this in. Soil is nice and loose, it's nice and wet. And I've got another variety which is called chili pepper Apache. That's a tall one. This one is called chili curry chili, and I think this one's another Scotch. Got another Scotch Bonnet and another Scotch Bonnet. So if you see me with a lot of these plants get donated to me. My other hobby is boots. I do a lot of buying at boots fairs, so you know, I get to meet a lot of people that do gardening as well, and they just tell me to come and pick these up, so you know, all thanks for that. I'm going to put this one in here. Cover that up. I don't really need to put any fish blood and bone in this because it's already had all that in there, so there's still nutrients in there. Just stick the label in there. And what I'm going to do is, those other 2 are Scotch bonnets, I'm going to give those to somebody else. So this is our chili pepper curry chili. So I think this is most probably an Indian variety. I'm going to just put this one in the middle. So because they're all chilies, they should all be alright in here. Put that label in there so I know what it is when I'm ready. So that's those. Right, I've got to empty out this tub down here. I'm going to be putting my 2 outdoor cucumbers into that. Got 2 outdoor cucumbers that's coming along nicely. Usually I plant cucumbers and then I have to keep planting them again. Because of I don't think when I was planting them I was using the outdoor ones. I never check and see what they were. And then I had a problem with a cat what kept coming into my garden, and you know they come and dig up, and you know they was getting on my nerves. So I've managed to get two of these plants. I put one in the places where it kept going, but with these I'm not sure if I break off a thing and stick it in if it would grow. so I'm going to have to look a bit more into that, because this is it's an easy care plant. You just water it and feed it every now and then. Doesn't really, let me see if I can clean off this label, doesn't really tell you much about the plant. That's all it shows you, so it don't tell you how big it gets, if it spreads or anything, and that's the front of the card. So I had to buy these, and I've been putting down banana skins. I liquidized some lemons and orange, and I brushed all the sides of the pots and the containers and everything. So, you know, I have to take drastic measures with that cap. I mean, when you plant your things, you don't want things coming in and messing up what you put down. So hopefully that's deterred him a bit. So I'm going to be planting some other things, so I'm going to show you that process, what I'm doing now. Right, so that's my chilies, peppers pot done. So now I've got I've got 3 of them, but I'm only going to be putting 2, which someone gave me. They told me to try this one, which is another variety of tomato, which is called Gigantamo. So he told me that last year he had some tomatoes what was the size of dinner plates. So I don't know if they're going to get that big in my container, but I'm going to just put 2 in. So if you've planted this tomato before, you see it's got a nice root system. This has been in my conservatory, and you know my conservatory gets really hot, so the roots have dried out a bit. Just minding that plant already. So that's Gigantamo. It says you can get fruits up to 1 to 3 pounds in weight. So that's going to be a big tomato. So I'm going to be putting 2 in now. So I'm going to be putting them opposite each other. I'm not going to be planting anything else in now. Pick off these lower ones, and you can see how dry mine. I'll just top this up with some compost from last year. Then what I feed my tomato plants is tomato right, or tomato feed. So I'm going to put these holes in from now. Let's see where's the best place to put it. So once they start coming up, then I can just tie them to the pole because they're there already. My Gigantor. I'm going to water those in a minute when I've finished. Right. So next, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and get that tub out so I can put my cucumbers in there and get those going. Right, so I'll be back with you in a minute once I've done that. Right, so I've got my 2 Gigantio tomatoes in. I was given some basil as well, which my daughter uses on don't really cook with it, but also I'm just going to put them in a bucket. You can see it's not very deep, the dirt. It's only just to, I think this only lasts, this ain't the one what comes back again, so I don't need to really put a lot of dirt in it, only just enough dirt to keep it going for the season. So that's that one out the way. That's some basil. With this now, I've got to build a tower for this one as well, because I'll let my cucumbers trail up and then I'll tie them off as I go. So I'm going to do that quickly and then I'll be back with you. So I've got my cucumbers, as you can see, I quickly build a tower. So I'm just going to put 3 of these in here. If I get another one later on, I'll put another one in. So these are the outdoor cucumbers. You see me rushing a bit, it's just the rain's coming down. So just checking my camera to see it just cut it off for some reason. So I've got 3 cucumbers going in. The rain wants to come, but it doesn't know what to do with itself. It's not meant to rain today. That's why I said I'll come out and just get these in, and then decided it wanted to rain. Let's take off that outer leaf. So that's my cucumbers in. So I'm just going to put this pot back in its place and then have a quick tidy up, and I'll be back with you. Right, I was going to plant out some more lettuces, but the rain's coming down, so I'm going to leave that till tomorrow. I hope it's a better day. The day when they said no rain was coming today, it was meant to be nice and sunny, so that's why I'm out here. So I said I might as well do something. Just going to water in my things, which now the watering can don't want to work. Don't know what's wrong with it now. So I'm just going to water these in and I'll find out what's wrong with this can. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell another friend about the channel. If you want to leave any comments, please leave them in the comment section. If you've got any tips for me, just let me know. And then, as I was saying earlier on the video, if you know if you can separate this plant and stick it if it will grow, then let me know, because I'll need to put some in other places. When you have problems with cats, then you know what it's like when they're messing up everywhere. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the camera off the stand and I'm just going to show you what's going on in my garden before I go, and then I'll end this video. So I'm going to show you what's going on in my garden. As you can see, I've got another scaredy cat plant there. That's what he keeps the last time when he come in, so he's not come back since. And I've got my French beans. As you can see, they're starting to sprout. The outer leaves don't look too healthy, but I didn't really want to pick them off until if the plants was starting to run a bit more, then I will pick them out. These are my broccoli what I put in the centre, what's coming on nicely. These are my courgettes. As you can see that they're flowering. They're starting to have the female fruit on them, so those are coming along nicely. My tomatoes are starting to flower and starting to grow now. Some tomatoes on some of them, so they're doing quite well. My onions and my garlic, as you can see, only a few, the amount what you saw me put in there, but I can still see little sprouts of them every now and then still coming through, so maybe it's a long thing with them. My potatoes, this is one of them, the hard leaf one, but you just saw me top that up, and another one. If later on the soil goes down too much on them, then I'll top them up a little bit more. My sweet potatoes, you can see they're doing quite well, and starting to run now. See the top runner starting to send out its leaves, and the other one's doing quite well. The two bulbs that I planted, I've got so many runners here, I don't even know what I'm going to do with them. So don't know when this video is going to come out, might be a bit too late to plant them out, but I'll have to find something to do with them. I might plant another couple of experimental buckets and see what happens. This is another one of my courgettes. You see that one's on its own, it's doing quite well. My basil, what you just seen with me plant out. My curly leaf parsley and my rosemary, they're doing quite well. These are my shallots, you can see they're doing quite well, and they're still pushing out some new ones as well, so maybe it's just like the onions, they take a bit of time. My corn is, I'm not having any luck with corn this year. This is my second lot of corn. The ones what I planted earlier, they were in my conservatory, and I think they were near my freezer, and I think they got the cold from the freezer. I brought another lot, which is this lot, and I've planted them out, and as you can see, they're not doing too well. So I brought another lot, what I'm going to have to replace those. Well, I'm going to check them and then see which ones I need to replace. But the corn, I've talked to a few other gardeners as well, and they're not having much luck with the corn. I think what it is, I'll show you what it is. When they plant them, instead of them getting the, oh, I haven't got one nearby, but they have like the pots like this, but they've got more on them. Instead they're putting like one seed, that way, like see now this one has only got one in there, and this one's got one in there, this one's got two, that one's got two, and that one's got one. So if they've just put one seed in each one, then when you take them out, you got the whole plug, and then you got the whole root system. But what happens is when they put about 4 or 5 in one thing and they grow, when you try to separate the roots now, that's where you have problems, and then that's where when you go to plant them now, you've already disturbed the roots so they don't come on too strong. So that's what's happened to my corn this year. Right, you can see my flowers and everything, they're coming along nicely now. They're starting to send out some blooms. My irises, which is just fell over, which is this one, that comes up every year, so that's just leant over. I've got over there to weed up, which I was going to do today, but it's raining, so see my other flowers coming up nicely and starting to send out some nice flower displays. Right, you see my indigos coming along nicely, starting to fold now, looks really nice. My spinach and my chard is growing on really nice, so I'm going to be picking that soon before it starts to send out the bolts. This is my beetroot and my broccoli, whatever it's, and you see that starting to send out flowers. So if you've got any tips if I should pick those off, then let me know, because I'm not sure about these ones. The same with the chard, they're starting to send out flowers. I think you use the leaves for like smoothies and that. This is the first time I planted those, so I'm not too sure about that, so that's another thing I've got to look up. The peppers you see me planted. My carrots are coming along nicely. Those are my 2 tomatoes. My pumpkins coming along really nice. See it's starting to send out the runner. And this is my squash, that's doing quite nice. My lettuces are not doing so well, just those. When you saw me plant the lettuce in the other video, those are what's come up from them. So I've got some more what I'm going to be, I've put some seeds in there which I see coming out, but I'm still going to put a few more in them and maybe plant some other ones. This is my other pumpkin, you can see it's starting to flower. My tumbling tomatoes, black cherry and Tombolina, and there's another variety which I can't remember too much off hand. Then my other area of flowers and everything. So that's my gardening. These are my potatoes, as you can see that's how high they are since I topped them up the last time. They don't need topping up again, they're right up to the top. So that's what always happens every year, they come up to about this high, send off the flowers and everything and the bulbs, and then when I empty them out there's nothing in there. This is the one what you saw me plant on the last video, some potatoes what I found in a tub. As you can see, they've only been in here for a week and one's starting to come through already. And then my other sweet potato, this I've got some more chard to put in there. My fruit trees, as you can see, got the fruits on them and everything. My 2 pears and my plum trees coming along nice this year. But once the end of the season comes, I'm going to chop that right back and get all the ones what's not doing nothing to put more energy back into it. So that's how my garden is for now, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one, and happy gardening to you all.